So SharePoint is basically a collaboration tool. So the main goal of SharePoint is to be able to share files and to be able to collaborate inside an enterprise. So this was what primarily led us to use it. They just wanted a regular intranet, but as we started developing this intranet, they realized, well, you know what, these guys are able to do all these kinds of cool stuff. So then we realized that, well, SharePoint is mainly used as an out-of-the-box solution. You can do some customizations to it, but only to a certain point. And past that point, SharePoint begins to get in the way of itself and these customizations. So one of our main challenges was the learning curve. We were like, okay, so we need to build this functionality. So, okay, how do we do it? Okay, let's research it. So we started looking into it and we find a couple of ways to do it. All of them were the right way per se. But as we started going into it, we realized that some of the functionality that's already built in does not play well with the idea of us trying to build a system on top of it and not just using all the built-in functionality as is. So one of our main issues was that we were trying to build all this cool stuff on top of an application that's not really intended for that. So we had to do quite a bit of research, and we had to go back and forth between us, like, oh, have you tried this? This is the way I've been doing it. Oh no, I haven't tried that. And the good thing was that since we're a team, we were able to overcome all of these issues because everybody had tried it in a different way. So we could all just be like, okay, you know what? I've done this. What have you done? I've tried it this way. Oh, you know what? Let's just combine these ways and find the best solution so that we can pretty much work around all of the obstacles that SharePoint was building into us. So when we first started this project, the company did not have an intranet, so we were working from the ground up. We didn't really have, we had a set of parameters that we needed to work within, but as we started to work, as I already mentioned, the customer realized the potential of the tool and the team. So we began to build more and more functionality into the intranet, and this is where our agile methodologies came very handy, because as we were working in sprints, we were able to refocus and to pivot our work so that we weren't set on a particular path, and we were able to rethink what our primary goals were, and we were able to reevaluate our priorities. So as we went along building this intranet, as I said, we continued to add new features, and we were thinking, okay, so what do we have right now? Well, we have basically a collaboration site. We have a couple of, like front pages for each one of the departments so they can share information with each other. But as we started showing this to the end users, they were like, well, we don't really have the content to fill an entire page. It's gonna look pretty barren. So what we did is we continued to look at, okay, so what are we doing? We're building an intranet. What do we need? What does the customer want? Okay, the customer wants to know what is going on in the different departments so that other departments can know, oh, look what X department is doing, and oh, look, these guys are doing something similar to what we're doing, so maybe we can work together and make life easier. So in the end, what we ended up doing was we killed the idea of a bunch of individual sites, and we ended up with something that looks like Tumblr, basically. So we have a whole bunch of cards on the main screen that shows you everything that's going on in the company, along with some other off-topic stuff, to keep it light, so that it's not all work, and you actually want to go look at it. That way too, this being a collaboration site, we ended up building Skype into the site so that you can not just only share your files, but you can actually talk to your workmates from inside the intranet and be able to collaborate a lot easier. So right now, we built a lot of stuff that just uses this built-in functionality, and we only did we did a cup of paint, a layer of paint on it so that it would look good. But one of our long-term goals is to go back into all of these modules that we already built with all this off-the-shelf functionality, and to expand it so that we can add even more functionality on top of what SharePoint already provides. If I were to do it all over again, would I still choose SharePoint? Well, I'd say yes, because in reality, the issues that we had with it were very minor in comparison to everything good that SharePoint brought to the table. So all in all, I'm pretty happy with it. So if it fits your bill, then hey, go ahead. SharePoint is cool.